Hey, looks like we're recording now. There's a little bit of noise outside the door, outside the school. I think they're plowing or something like that. So definitely sounds like they're plowing. But hopefully you can't hear that too much. I certainly can. But today what I'd like to do is walk over here and see what's going on. But talk a little bit about Ject words. Ject words. Now hopefully you've been studying them this week. And it's gone. Nothing out there. I hear it. Hopefully, you've been studying these words, ject, and hopefully, you know that Latin and Greek root ject means to throw, in some way to throw. So, all the words you'll see today, I think all the ones you'll see today, this is going to be two parts, but all the words you see today, those words will have something to do with ject. In part two, there are a couple bonus words that I just thought might help you. So let's take a look at some of these ject words. I think I can share my screen here. Boom. This is what we like. So the first word is pretty sad. Actually, it is sad. It's dejected. Pretty sad. And here is a sentence that I came up with. It's not true, or at least it hasn't been true for a long time. But after she turned me down for a date, I felt dejected. And you may have felt dejected from time to time this past year. A lot of things have been canceled, dejected. So it's another way to say sad. And you may think, oh, look at all these ads here. And you may think that, well, Ject, I can hide the ad. Ject, how does that have anything to do with thrown? Well, here the definition is like to feel thrown down in spirit. So dejected. And maybe you can think of a time that you have felt dejected, and that might help you remember the word dejected. The next one is eject. Eject. This one is a little bit easier to see when it comes to throwing. Eject or eject. There's sometimes a little different emphasis on that first syllable. Eject or eject, and it means to throw out. So maybe you've been playing a video game and you're flying, and a lot of planes will have an eject button, and it will just shoot the pilot right out of the plane because of danger. And the sentence that I came up with here was I pushed the button to eject the game from my Xbox. Probably something very common. Back in my day, we had CDs to listen to music, and sometimes you'd have to hit the eject button, or a VSH tape. VHS tape. Back in the day, watch a movie, you'd push the eject button. Blu-ray, maybe still use Blu-ray. Probably most of it's streaming these days. The next one here, as we go by an ad, injection. Injection. So to shoot something into your arm, possibly. Medicine. And who knows, maybe a lot of the adults in your life over the next couple months will be receiving an injection. So the sentence I came up with here is to get the COVID vaccine, I had to get an injection. Injection. So you're putting something into your body. We might sometimes say other things using injection, like the minute she showed up to the party, happiness was injected. So she maybe was really bubbly, had a lot of personality. So she just injected a lot of humor into the party. Maybe she's funny, but so sometimes it can be in like not really injecting something. It could be a feeling that somebody will just inject into the class. Oh, maybe there's a classroom, where everything's going really well, but then there's the one guy that walks in that nobody likes, and maybe he injected a lot of anger into the class. Inject. So it doesn't have to literally be physical, but it most often is. The next one, jettison. Jettison. To throw goods overboard to lighten a load on a boat or an airplane. This is very specific, but if you ever hear jettison, I know it's not exactly ject in there, Ject, but it is pretty close. It's got the jet in there. And the example I came up with, since she lost an engine. What? Since she lost an engine? Yeah. Okay, I changed the sentence. Sorry. That is correct. Since she lost an engine, the pilot had to jettison cargo from the plane. Jettison. Jettison. So you can imagine somebody, just like in that picture there, somebody is chucking out goods, cargo. Hopefully they're not jettisoning people. You don't want to jettison people unless they have parachutes. 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 Can I put a com? Yeah, I can. Para. We may study this soon. Right. We sometimes use para. Here it comes. Para when two things are next to each other. So a parachute, you definitely want that next to you. Paragraph. Paragraph. It's two like pieces of writing that are next to each other. Paragraph. What do you think graph means? Graph. Writing. Writing. Graph means writing. Graph. Writing. But we're talking about Ject here. Ject. And I think that's going to be about it. 7 minutes for a lesson. We'll cover the rest of the words later, but hopefully now you'll know these words when it comes to the quiz. You'll know these words a lot better because of this pretty short lesson. Part 2, come tomorrow.